Hi, I'm AsePlayer, former #1 Stick War 3 champion, and I'm here today to tell you why you should become a suicidal maniac with the Arrow Blocker 9000. But before that, apparently 99.2% of you didn't get the memo, but you can subscribe to AsePlayer right now, and get this, it's free. Not only does it support me and let me know you enjoy what I do, it also helps me get recommended more, so please consider doing that. Now, with that out of the way, we must turn our attention back to the middle tower, where an insane engagement is about to occur. As you can see, intense moves are happening, swordmen are moving back and forth, not a lot's getting done. But just wait, because guess what? There's a second one, and now things are a little more intense. Everyone at this point has pretty much whiffed their sword jump, so things are a lot more even right now, and we're going to try and take this engagement and keep our boy alive as long as possible, because we kind of like that thing. So we were going to garrison, but it appears Perpy was too big-brained and made an Archidon, so instead we will just lose all of our units. But that is okay, because we will stall for the middle tower as long as humanly possible and kill Swordwrath in the process. It's okay, we're gonna lose some Swordwrath here, but so did Perpy. And now I'm making a Spiriton. Actually, screw that, I'm making an Eclipser. Actually, screw that, I'm making a Spiriton again. Maybe even two. Now that my Spiriton's out, I'll be able to utilize this bad boy to kill those annoying, pesky Archidons. There's not a whole lot Perpy can even do about it. Actually, Free Spell might do it. Now, this was a terrible idea, but don't worry, because it didn't actually matter in the grand scheme of things, because I made another Spiriton. And now, Perpy does not have the free spell available, it is on cooldown. So now I get to kill things for free. Goodbye, and goodbye. So everyone's pretty much dead now, and I have a Spiriton rushing in to Perpy's base, so she's gonna have to do something about it. Having a Spiriton of her own, not gonna be the solution, because I'm just gonna ignore it and go for the miners. And then that's when I realize, hey, these miners kind of do a little bit of damage, but it's okay, I'm gonna kill them anyway. It's fine, just don't lose the unit, you know? Or do enough damage to where it's worthwhile to lose it. Killing two miners that are almost full of gold is honestly pretty good exchange at that point. And also, Perpy has to defend, so I'm just kind of doing my thing, and they have to respond to me. So I have two Spiritons now, going back in for the miners again, because there's not a whole lot they can do about it. But I also can't do a whole lot about that flying Eclipser right now. And I'm going to ignore that free spell and just go for the miners, split the army in half. She's gonna have to respond to this. She can't just push forward, because I can just garrison and everything will be fine. I guess Perpy could have garrisoned too. But no, I guess not. Now that I have some Eclipsers, it's time to engage in aerial combat. This is going to be tough, because I don't do burn damage, and I also don't have free spell, but here's where the Arrow Blocker 9000 comes into play, because I can take risky engagements like this. I mean, what is she going to do about it? Like, you can't shoot me. I'm in my little aerial bubble here. And I get to kill for free, and then I get to kill those Spiritons for free too, unless they move. As you can see, very good stuff. I'm getting healed back up with that vampiric ability, and no healing at the base required. So now I can kind of just do whatever I want. I'm up a lot, and it would take a lot for me to mess up, although it is possible. That free spell, wasted and sad, but that doesn't sound like my problem. So the smart thing here actually would be to garrison these guys so that they're fully healed. I'll probably just garrison one and keep one around for the middle tower just in case, because I do want to get this tower spawn. And it doesn't work if you don't have the tower. So I'm going to make sure I can hold on to the tower for a bit. And keep in mind, we have not been losing a lot of units here, which means we are allowed to lose them later. Perpy is not allowed to lose them. And in fact, it is detrimental if they lose any. Despite that, they seem to be taking risky engagements that they cannot afford to do, and that is really gonna suck for them. Not me. I'm chilling. But as you can see, without controlling my wings, that they are going for the Spiritons and not the Eclipser right in front of me, so I'm gonna have to do some user control action now and dodge some close shots. Oops. That's okay though, because we are still in it to win it. We are at a disadvantage here, but don't worry about it. Just be me, and you will come out A-okay. Alright, I'm gonna send that one back to heal as well. As you can see, lots of annoying pressure going on. Just keeping that pressure up 24/7 is all you need to really disrupt your opponent's flow of game, because then they have to focus on an aspect that you never want to be focusing on, at least right now, which is defense. Because you can't really do much once tower spawn's going off and you're at a disadvantage. I get to just kill things at my own leisure and choose when I want to engage, and not a whole lot's going to happen to me if I choose not to engage, because I'm still ahead, so it doesn't really matter. Well, there's no going back now. Looks like I have to engage.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
So that didn't work out too well. As you know, the spell shields your frontmost unit, so instead of shielding my Eclipser, it shielded the Spiriton. Now, I did lose a lot of units there, and some would say I am even losing. And some would be wrong. I am in fact winning, and I always was. Alright, now we're on the right side, and we're going to be dealing with some frozen arrows, and those are pretty annoying, depending on the circumstance, but I don't find it as strong as some of the other options, so I don't think I'll have too much of a problem with it. The most important thing is to just dodge as many shots as possible, because then that whole mythic means nothing. And ideally, you don't want any value coming out of your opponent's mythics, so, you know, dodge. This guy decided to be a little too aggressive, and he messed up his sword jump. He did it a little too early, and I am just going to get a free kill for that. So I'm already ahead, 125 gold, and I have the tower, so I'm generating even more gold. This guy's going to have to do something drastic here, or I'm going to, like, be permanently ahead. And it may take a while for me to win, but I am gonna win, unless something different happens in the next 10 seconds. Alright, so actually what happened was not a whole lot. I lost 2 sword rep, but he already lost 2, so I can lose 2, and I'm just gonna go for his miners. Because that's way more value than killing any of those Sword Wrath right now, particularly because I have a Spiriton on the way. With that guy, I will be able to withstand a decent amount of damage and deal a lot of it. And then I'm immediately going to also invest in a Eclipser, because this guy is making nothing but Sword Wrath so far. Despite having the Glacial Arrows upgrade, I'm not quite sure what he's doing, because that just kind of seems like a wasted slot at that point. So I'm just gonna kill his Sword Wrath a little bit, and then I'm going to actually garrison so I don't lose the Spiriton. There's nothing saying I have to take this trade right now, mainly because of my Eclipser. There's not really anything that can contest it, so this guy can come in all he wants, he's just gonna be losing exchanges. So now that I got him off my back, I can take middle tower back and proceed with the tower spawn thing. Alright, so there's an exchange going down that I wasn't paying attention about, but it does look like we will have some Eclipser on Eclipser action. I do not have the frozen arrows, so I really need to not get hit here. And you can strafe. It's a little difficult to time everything correctly, but I am like hitting him and he's not getting to hit me, usually, which is good news. Here's where I whip out my trump card, the Arrow Blocker 9000, and I instantly win this losing exchange. As you can see, I was doing pretty terrible, but it didn't matter because I had the Arrow Blocker 9000. And now there's just kind of uncontested damage occurring. This guy has mass heal, so his stuff is healing up and he's using all his mana for that, which means he's not using it to do anything about my projectile barrier, because he just keeps healing. So I actually can press in and be aggressive again, and I know I can get away with it too, because this guy does not have enough mana to deal with it. And in fact, I won't even need the barrier this time around, because I just won the exchange. So these guys, not really going to accomplish a whole lot. This guy's already down a lot, and I've killed a lot of miners, and he made mine retreat for a bit, but he didn't actually kill any. Or any of my Spiritons. Meanwhile, he's pretty much going to lose both. I don't think that second one's going to die, but it'll get pretty close. Actually, it will die. That is unfortunate. I kept his Spiriton alive and healed him to full, so it's as if I built one, which is good news, because that means I'll just have two pretty soon. There is just not a lot you can do at this point. I have way too many wings, his economy is crippled, and he has no real way to deal with it. I can also now invest in Tower Spawn if I wanted to, but I don't know. It doesn't seem necessary at this point. I'll just try and hit shots with my Eclipser. This guy's gonna square up one more time and take a very unfortunate loss. No barrier required, but if this guy was kicking my ass, I would invest in one and still come out A-okay. Looks like I win. And that is my pitch for you to use the Arrow Blocker 9000 like a suicidal maniac. I hope you use this tactic in your games and let me know how it goes. Nobody really expects you to use it offensively. Sometimes the best offense is a defense. No. Sometimes the best defense is an offense. What does this mean?